sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the taunting. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for immediate release of this minister in the Temple of God.
Access to our money we put in the bank.
She said 50,000 is 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the taunting. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for immediate release of this minister in the Temple of God.
Access to our money we put in the bank.
She said 50,000 is 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles,
Nigerians need now is not about the taunting. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
no matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the taunting. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for immediate release of this minister in the Temple of God.
Access to our money we put in the bank.
She said 50,000 is 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the taunting. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the temple of God.
access to our money we put in the bank. The POS operator, she said 3,000 naira is 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites, which I am.
No matter how tough the challenge, how high.
Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
And welcome back to ATN, not ATN Blue Art, I beg your pardon, but welcome back to ATN. And this time, Open Conversation, everyone. Open Conversation is the network flagship political platform through which trending political news, events, and stories are discussed. To reject dubious candidate in Bayelsa State on intra-party crisis, look Senate to receive ministerial nominees list today. Still on National Assembly Senate, still on post-election, beg your pardon. Group accused INEC of bias in self-review of 2023 polls. On coup d'etat, ECOWAS condemns attempts in Niger Republic. And diaspora participation, federal government promises enabling environment to strengthen democracy. On the show this morning, we have Judge Azunda Chinda. He's here today as a socio-political analyst, and of course, Mr. Ken Agala is here as well, a socio-political analyst. We'll take a short break. We'll come back to you afterwards.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the temple of God.
access to our money we put in the bank. The POS operator, she said 3,000 naira is 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites, which I am.
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the taunting. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
People. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will
Release of this minister in the temple of God.
And the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites, which I am.
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the taunting. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Welcome back to ATN Open Conversation. I'd just like to welcome the gentlemen in the studio with me this morning. We have Judge Azunda Chinda. Good to have you on ATN Open Conversation today.
Good morning, Vivian.
And then we have Ken Agala. Good to have you on Open Conversation too.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's get into Bayelsa, gentlemen. So, network of Bayelsa professionals in Bayelsa states yesterday called on voters to reject candidates with questionable character. The group also urged voters in Bayelsa to approach investors and development partners from investing in the state. A statement signed by their spokesman, Mr. Dane Mobofa Tantua, said Bayelsa as a state is yearning for genuine development and should not be allowed to be governed by people with integrity deficits. It also said the horrible past of some of the candidates and their running mates will create a lukewarm attitude for those who are already interested in investing in the state because of the current peace and stability being enjoyed. The group described Bayelsa State as a unique state that deserves to be governed not only by the best brains with genuine concern for the overall development, but also with sound character and unblemished, pitching one candidate against the other. Is that the way to go if we're talking about allowing sustainability and prevailing peace in the state?
Well, you know, in politics, the key thing is to demarcate your opponent. So you have an opponent. It is like a sparring game. You look for his underbelly and you strike. So but the main of what to expect for a state that's an oil producing state and the heart of the Niger Delta, they've not really done so well. They have just 2 major roads in the capital, and most of the other communities are not even connected by road. So I think what Bayelsa needs is a finance expert who knows how to generate funds and to invest in critical infrastructure, and someone who also has the lines of heart to be able to embrace huge projects, you know, and with proper planning, the state will be developed. But coming to talk about attacking one candidate about
one party against the other, is that the way to go? Because either of these people would win the election. I mean, if the party you chose doesn't win, the other one would win. And then there are other issues that will have to follow that, which end up affecting the state. So do you think that is the way to go?
Well, talking about Bayelsa State, let me say this here that Bayelsa State is one of the least developed states in the South region. And
what exactly could be responsible for this?
I think it is what I refer to as a triumph of politics. It is the only industry there that is doing well. That is politics. You understand? And almost everybody's eyes are on politics. Governance. When this resources comes in, there are already a large pool of people to share with and to maintain and all that. And you must remember too that most times in Nigeria, when politicians get into power, they start thinking about the next tenure, and they have to oil their
of being democratic or progressive, whether as politicians or as a patriotic Nigeria. As patriotic Nigerians, because I wish to convey my sincere gratitude to our leaders in Kaduna, especially Malam Nasir Ahmed El Rufai, for finding me worthy of nomination to serve at the highest level of the party's leadership. He said, I do hope all our leaders will appreciate that I am left with no option in the circumstance. That I wish the party and all our leaders, especially President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, all the best, and will continue to give my modest support towards the success of the party from the background. Okay, that didn't happen, but now he's saying that his vision of what a progressive party should be is at variance with what is going on in the APC. So again, did you see this?
See how the party will regroup. So it feels that the man is not happy. The man is not happy. So I think it's honorable for him to have done what he did. If I were to be in his position, I really can't, function.
That the position of national chairmanship will have to be retained in the zone. Position that Abba Kyari is occupying. Abubakar Kyari, I beg your pardon, the present acting chairman, or he wanted it for himself or for Abubakar Kyari. What exactly do you think all of this English language connotes? I mean,
I suspect that what is going on in the APC right now is what
a strategy Dele Aleke on it. Former Governor of Osun State Adegboyega Oyetola, Wale Edun, River State Yesom Wike, Adebayo Adelabu, and Beta Edu, the women leader. They said names will be submitted today. Adelabu was the former deputy governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, while Edu was commissioner for health in Cross River State and national women leader or woman leader of the APC. But information reaching our news desk says President Tinubu will accommodate some leaders of the People's Democratic Party as ministers.
The man is reality has just dawned on him that, it was not the same way it was before. So he has found himself to be in a position where he's been relegated. So the best thing for him is to step aside. So appoint who will work with him. Moreover, those people can as well decide to move into the party, the APC. Yes, they can.
Well, talking about moving into the
some of the other names that that we saw, who definitely, I mean, who was there for the president from the time of election, even though they were not so close before, but they supported him during the election. But people might have different opinion. But Balamelo, he did in Kaduna State, which actually, impressed me. What the way he unlocked the title, the land title in Nigeria, you get, because of the Land Use Act. Most of the governors they hold land titles, and this is one of the key things in ease of doing business. So most times you develop a business and it will take you years to get your CFO, and governors hold this and give it to only those who are considered, and they make it so difficult to get the CFO. And this is one of the key between him and the Rivers State Party leadership.
Governor is going to now become, I mean, there's cure for cancer now. I mean, I can maybe like he's
the former governor.
But
let's put the record straight.
What is the future of the party with the president having a divided party? How do you seemingly think he can manage that, to situate it properly? When you say he's a party man, also what played out here during the elections and campaigns?
Party. We don't know that, but it's looking like it can happen. You get, so if that happens, then he has his party intact.
Yeah, for me, I think that
Commission cannot review itself without the element of bias. I come back to you, Ken. George, the 2023 election has come, well, a major part of it has come and gone. November 11 is still there. But looking at all of it, from the European Union to independent observers within and around the world, Nigeria and outside of Nigeria, who have said that the 2023 election had a lot of fault lines spelled out directly and indirectly. If you look at that and the fact that while all of that is going on, while the election is being contested in the court right now at different levels, that is, we have the man who pioneered that election, who chaired that election, review with alongside him, and
court is not a Father Christmas. It is what you approach them with that judgment will emanate from. So I will say this, that as someone who participated in that election as a field agent, all was not well. There were some issues here and there, but not on the overall. So if European Union and some of those independent observers have come to say, moving forward, work on those areas to ensure that they have something that is near perfect. We can never have a perfect election in Nigeria. And again, I must say something. Until there is a kind of special court that will be set up to investigate electoral offenses, you continue to see things like this. Nigerians, humans, will continue to compromise the situation. They continue to compromise the situation. So there should be a kind of special court that will look into those electoral offenses, so that once someone is found, culpable in, ensuring that the election did not go as planned, the person should face the wrath of the law, and that will also serve as deterrent for others who want to come and, disrupt electoral processes and all of that. So for me, I would say that a lot
transparent, and he set up a committee to start working towards that. Everything in Nigeria, the body language of leader is very important. When you have a leader who comes in and says, this thing that you did, I accept it, it is well done. You're telling the INEC, look, don't shift your ground. Don't shift your ground. Don't accept that there's anything wrong with it. Yet, so yes, of course, everybody from the EU report to the many observers, everybody knew that the election was heavily flawed. Yet, who knows? Who knows if Bola Ahmed Tinubu would have still won the election if everything went perfectly well? Who knows? Yeah, but what everybody saying is that the process was wrong. And this is what I think INEC and even the president himself should accept that the process was flawed. It is very significant and it's very important, because nobody knows who will be holding the other edge of the banana in the next few years.
All right, we hope that those who should take notes are taking notes, and that the needful is being done where and when necessary. We'll just take a short break and we'll come back to you on Open Conversation.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the Temple of Justice.
Give us access to our money we put in the bank. POS operator, she said 3,000 naira is 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites, which are you.
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the